you ain't say nothing? I'm only gonna do this once. You always knew I'd make it from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? You believed in me the whole time, for real? Yeah. I couldn't tell. You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Seen them hard times couldn't kill me. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Stages I'm on getting bigger. Now you wanna say something. But watching my story all winning. Why you ain't say nothing? 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 You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Stages I'm on getting bigger. Now you wanna say something? Put that on my soul. Oh no. They ain't hungry no more when it's time to eat crow. Or farming, I'm enhancing my glow. Ain't gon' argue with you about what I know. Photo album, all I'm seeing is ghosts. Had to remodel from pillar to post. Said what I said, I ain't come here to argue. You said congratulations, should've said sorry. Got it, now you won't be part of the party. Your access denied, I'm sorry, not sorry. When I needed air, niggas wouldn't have farted. Now they pulling up and thinking we solid. Now I'm on the phone talking $1 million topics. Up early, Zoom call out to Abu Dhabi. Don't answer my phone if it's gon' be about gossip. I don't really care, everybody got problems. That's why I be sharing my woes. Letting y'all know it's okay, you can come up from the bottom. Whoa. Scraping, scratching, clawing. Before I start running, I started with crawling. Before I got balance, I started with falling. Started with broke before I ever was balling. Started with hope before ever rewarded. They ain't show up till I became important. You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Seen them hard times couldn't kill me. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Stages I'm on getting bigger. Now you wanna say something? Been watching my story all winter. Why you ain't say nothing? Classic. I'm only gonna do this once. International. International. Yeah.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I get you. Boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Stone looking at you side eye if you ain't with me. I seen a couple people trying, it ain't even pretty. I only keep the people around that stood on 10
What up,
with
chat?
me.
Yeah.
Start to stand on 9, that's where it in with me. It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make a wish in me. I got these hoes in the fringe. They can't seem to get to me. Babe, I done mastered discipline. It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me. Let's get focused. Want the fruits of your labor, gotta climb the tree. Yeah, I'm out here planting seeds, cause I got a lot to leave. I be putting in long miles, I ain't gotta stop to breathe. I be putting in long hours, I ain't gotta stop to sleep. Yeah, I put in that time, put in work, I'm a different breed. My work ethic marine, my mentality, shout out to beating coach like sweat, society T. I'm in the gym working out clean. Bad work, 5 punch combinations, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3. I'm made different, I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with me. I seen a couple people try and it ain't even pretty. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it in with me.
Classic.
Yo, mic check. Yo, it's Classic with the classic codes, and I got another great live show for y'all. Shout out to everybody in chat 333 pulling
Classic.
up. Woo, I see y'all in here in full effect today, ready to talk about it. What's going on with you, man? Let me tap in with the chat real quick. Let me see who all pulled up to the club. Tez down. What's going on with you? Chicago Red, what's going on with you? Black Mona, what's going on with you? Yay, what's going on with you? Chicago Red in the building. International Skull, Big Skull, what up with you? Black Mona said he needs some motivation. Money, we got bread in the chat early. Appreciate you, Black Mona. Chicago Red said he needs some motivation. Y'all funny. I'm here. Too tight, what's going on with it? 333, what up, everybody? Edna, what's happening? She said, okay, yeah, that's what's going on over here. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Paul, what's going on? Going to fight against our, yeah, that's what you want. Okay. Ricardo, what's up? What up with it, everybody? How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? Yo, we got a great show today. Make sure that y'all hit the like and subscribe. Like I said, do the free stuff, get it out the way. If they charge you, let me know. We'll get all that situated. I promise.
There's a thing called counter sue.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, what's happening with it? 333, what up to Kelly? So look, we're gonna talk about the situation today. Latto comes out and reveals her baby bump, right? And so we're gonna tackle that situation, but as we always do here at the Codes, we're gonna make it a deeper conversation. We're not necessarily gonna discuss it as gossip, but we're gonna discuss it as a talking point, right? And use it in our everyday lives and see what we can gain from all of this. You feel me?
Classic.
Yeah. We're gonna do a little bit more than just sip tea as always. But today we're gonna hustle backwards. All right. So we're gonna start off with the code language because for this particular show, it actually makes the most sense. So we're gonna start off with the code language today. And I believe this is one that we've done before, but we'll tackle it again a little bit differently today. Code language conversation for today is on polygyny. Like we always do with the code language, we'll discuss the definition and overview and go from there. Polygyny is a form of polygyny is a form of polygamy where one man is married to or in a relationship with multiple women simultaneously. Let me say that again for you because words matter. Polygyny is a form of polygamy. Polygyny is a form of polygamy where one man is married to or in a relationship with multiple women simultaneously. It is distinct from polyandry, where it is one woman and multiple men, and is often associated with patriarchal structures, specific cultural norms, and religious practices in regions like sub-Saharan Africa and the Middle East, which we'll discuss more later on. The prevalence and the legality, right? The prevalence and the legality of it. Polygyny is allowed for all citizens in only about 47 countries, right? So 23% of the world, polygyny is legalized in. So about almost a quarter of the world, you can legally marry both your wives, right? Largely in the Middle East, North Africa, and parts of the sub-Saharan Africa. We'll get more into that later. It is frequently prohibited in Europe. Europe then colonized where? America and many other parts of the world. Roughly 2% of global population lives in a polygamous household, with higher concentrations in the West and in West and Central Africa. So so polygyny is it's one of those conversations that people don't like to have because it hasn't been normalized. It's been denormalized essentially. Let's just do some math here real quick, okay? Basic math. How much of the earth has been colonized by the so-called European? I'll answer it for you guys. 97% of the land mass of the globe has been colonized by the so-called European. The prevalence and legality of polygyny. 47 countries have it legal. Most of them are in Africa and the sub-Saharan Middle East and North Africa and the sub-Saharan Africa, right? So polygyny, the original structure, because we use the term traditional, this is actually our traditional, right? But follow me. It is rooted in where we all come from, where they say the first life source comes from. There's a lot of us that are indigenous of these lands, but the bloodline, right? Where they say we're indigenous from, Africa. That is where this is still normal at. That is where this is rooted from. Who conquered 97% of the landmass? The Europeans. Where's polygyny frequently prohibited? Europe, the Americas, and many other parts of the world. So who made polygyny denormalized? If that's not a word, it's a word today. Who denormalized polygyny? The conquerors, the colonizers, the oppressors, whatever name you want to give them, right? That's why this conversation, as Uncle Plug pointed out so eloquently yesterday, is such a taboo conversation. The conversation around polygyny, one man taking on multiple wives, is such a taboo conversation due to colonization.
Classic.
If I didn't break that down well enough for y'all, please rewind and just listen to it again. It's math. Who took over most of the world? The Europeans, the colonizers, the Caucasians, whatever you want to call them. What do they believe in? The concept of what? Monogamy. What does most of the world practice now?
Classic.
This used to be normal, ladies and gentlemen. Am I saying that all men are to have two wives? Absolutely not. Am I saying that it should be absolutely normal for a man to have two wives? Absolutely.
Classic.
It's a necessary conversation. Before I move off of the code language, I want to see what my chat has to say. Oh, God, money that came through. Money that came through. Skip the line, why don't you? Ruth Hernandez said 1999. No comment, just straight bread. I like the way you do business. Shout out for the money. Shout out for the money. Let's get right. Let's get right. Let's go this route.
They don't like it when you got that glow. And one thing they hate worse than you having that glow is when you know you got that glow. They don't like that. They don't like that at all, so give them a reason to keep hating on it, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, oil farming, how I'm up in rank. Step in the room, they paid away. I get treated like a milli tank. Southpaw like I'm really tank. I do things that they really can't. Envious, cause they really ain't. I'ma win any type of way. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. Know some people I love, put some smut on my name. I'ma still love them the same. I'ma love them from outside of the frame. I'ma love them from outside of the pain. That type of hate don't belong on my paint. That type of hate don't belong in proximity. Lord knows I love to match energy. Won't smoke, I know the back chimney. No hope with me once you an enemy. Well trained, I break you down clinically. BTA is my ministry. Laying that belt, laying that leather. It ain't no pics, it's with whoever. Ain't gotta like us, but you gon' respect us. Before I be soft, I'd rather be deadly. Let's get it. Since I lost Sebastian, my heart has been heavy. Hard in my heart, now it's hard to be friendly. PTSD in my arms, he was heavy. Felt his heart stop, oh my God, I wasn't ready. Couldn't even walk, his last walk was with Granny. Heard he was sick and they said it was bad. I damn that collapsed, but my legs felt like jelly. Man down, I lost my family. Therapy dog, who gon' help with my sanity now? Think I'm about vanity now. Been in the gym, I'm trying to balance it out. Managing rage, out of line, so people jumped off the page. Bad time if you really won't play. Bad time for you to play with my name. It's Candyman if you say my name. How I'm up in rank. Step in the room, they paid away. I get treated like a milli tank. Southpaw like I'm really tank. I do things that they really can't. Envious, cause they really ain't. I'ma win any type of way. That's a parlay you can take to them. Having that aura, I got that glow. They hate it worse when they know that you know. Walk in the room like I'm covered in gold. I used to suppress it, was about to implode. I used to suppress it, was about to explode. Sore thumb in the room, everywhere that I go. Black sheep for the fam, used to think something was wrong. Took a little time to realize I was chose. Took a little time to realize I was special. Ever since birth, been a cold under pressure. Wanna be great, gotta do a little extra. That's why I grind with obsession. Everything about me irregular, everything about me is pressure. Maximum effort, no box left unchecked on the checklist. No stone left unturned, mask on the gas and etc. Or farming, how I'm up in rank. Step in the room, they paved the way. I get treated like a milli tank. Southpaw like I'm really tank. I do things that they really can't. Envious, cause they really ain't. I'ma win any type of way. That's a parlay you could take to the bank.
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
I had to let the whole song rock for that 1999. I appreciate you one more time for the super chat. And that was also from Black Mona as well, hitting me with the $5 before we even started. Appreciate y'all for sure in the super chat. Chicago Red said, I see somebody does research. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. James said, what's going on? Classic. Hey, all is well, brother. Talking about polygyny and breaking down the code language before we get into this conversation, the meat and potatoes of things today. But yeah, Gino said when the Romans took the Christians into their country, they outlawed polygyny among Christians because it went against Roman and Greek way. Yeah. So essentially Essentially what I was saying, y'all, is that, you know, the way that a lot of people, what people believe in has been taught to them by the conquerors. The conquerors are also the colonizers. The colonizers are also, do the math, just trace it all the way back and you'll get all the answers you need. I don't want to flag, you know, my account for the wrong reasons, you know, being too conscious, knock you out the algorithm.
Classic.
But yeah, man, yeah, so polygyny is one of those things where there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And for brown folks of any kind, it's super duper normal, actually. And it's been, again, like I said, denormalized successfully. And like who said it? Gio or Ricardo, one of y'all said it has been demonized. Absolutely. And that's why every time you even bring it up or mention it to a woman, her automatic response or her trained response is something like, I don't share, I'm selfish, I don't like to share, or ooh, couldn't be me, or I feel you on that, but that's not something I'm into, something like that, right? You're going to get some type of an immediate reaction along those lines. And it's a like I said, it's a trained response. It's a trained response, because when you start breaking down polygyny and how it should operate, especially in today's economy, because we let everything else evolve, but we don't let polygyny evolve, right? We'll spend a little time on this code language. We don't let polygyny evolve. We let everything else evolve, though, right? They can put, you know, LBGTQP, LMNOP in your children's cartoons. We let that evolution happen. They can show male frontal nudity allegedly on television or in movies now. We can let that evolution happen. But when it comes to polygyny, it has to be the way of, you got to make enough money to be able to pay for yourself, both wives, all the kids, the whole kingdom, or you don't have a right to participate. We don't let polygyny evolve with the economy. Interesting. Because when I think about you two-parent households, even just the two-parent households, an extra wife would help. Think about the woman that's at home. Let's come up with a scenario. Let's say the woman works part-time, the man pays majority of the bills, she chips in, but she's mostly at home. She takes care of a lot of the nurturing stuff. She's living her soft life, right? Cool. She's still tired, gang. She's still tired, for sure. For sure, she's still tired. And if you add a sister wife in there, a woman who she gets along with, a woman who she collaborates with, a woman who has the same love for these children as she has, and vice versa to her kids, and everybody loves the man, and et cetera, right? Doing dishes twice a week sound way better than all 7 days of the week, 3 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Having the day where you got 2 days a week planned as your personal off days sounds really, really good. Sounds really, really good. Having 2 you days scheduled per week. You don't got to give your man no money, no head, no attention. F them kids. You get 2 days a week to yourself because you got a sister wife in the household, right? She get 2 days a week to herself too. You ain't got to you know what I'm saying? You can go be hormonal or be whatever, distant, quiet, whatever. You can wake up feeling blah and take the day off. Imagine that. Imagine that. You started talking about the pros and the cons of the shit, and there's more pros than cons, but it don't sound good to say out loud that you and this other chick sharing a man. But guess what? Guess what is outside? Rampant baby motherhood. Rampant baby motherhood with no real agreement, right? You have single women who are sharing baby daddies. You have serial baby daddies who have made baby mothers out of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 women. When essentially this whoremonger of a man probably could have sat down if he could have just been honest with 2 of y'all. He moving like that due to a lack of discipline. We won't take anything away from that. He has a lack of discipline, but he also can't be honest. Man's having a hard time finding a place to live in his truth. He doesn't want just one. He's having a hard time keeping the gators down. Imagine a man living in a world with a woman who he could be honest with about that. And she says, well, baby, if you like her, let me see if I can get along with her and we can figure this thing out. But no, inappropriate conversation. But then listen, that conversation is inappropriate, but then a woman will still tell you to come to her and feel comfortable with her, telling her absolutely everything. I just listed one thing you can't go home and talk about.
Classic.
I just listed one thing you can't go home and talk about. Go home and say it. I told y'all, it's freedom of speech until you say it. You'll find out how much it costs.
Classic.
You'll find out exactly how much it costs. It's freedom of speech till you say it. Mm-hmm. But not only has it been demonized and denormalized, but then the people who want to operate inside of tradition, because again, I just gave you guys the history in the parts of the world that we originate from, us brown people, us with the melanation, the parts of the world that we originate from, this is our original way. So that technically is traditional. So for those people who still try to operate in tradition today, we throw stones, we throw rocks, we throw stones. Ooh, girl, I see. And they happily polygynous. There's a whole page I follow, the Black Polygamy page on Instagram. Y'all should go check it out. There's a whole page I follow just full of polygynous couples. And they just happy as hell. But you should see the comments. You should see the comments. It's split because a lot of people that follow the page, they're interested in participating, right? So you have a lot of people like, you got sisters in the comments like, ooh, I can't wait to find my couple. That exists, right? But then you also have the people in the comments like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Like, these women are reducing themselves or blah, 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 blah. And you can't even, that's the problem with these single women out here. I ain't gonna say the word I wanted to use that came to mind because there is some niggatry in me, Chad. I ain't gonna say the word. I'm gonna censor myself. But some of these witches be out here just can't stand to see a woman with a man.
Classic.
Hey, look. If she cool with going with taking 50% of a whole ass man with this woman over here, if she good with that and they operating and they rocking, shut your single ass up.
Classic.
Be your lonely ass quiet.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Cause you talking about something you don't even got no luxury of dealing with. Yeah, they argue, they fuss and they fight. You going home to nobody to fight with.
Classic.
Fuck is you talking about? So you shouldn't participate in the conversation. You be quiet.
Classic.
Always talk, motherfuckers be talking about how somebody relationship going and they don't got a relationship to go.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Learn something. Sharing, you might need to learn how to share because the one-on-one, the 1v1, you've been losing.
Classic.
And these poor men, victims they are. They go home, they suffer in silence, they sit in their driveways, they pick up vices, ridiculous video game habits, pornography. These men, some of them hard rugs, right? The hard stuff, injection, snorting. You see what I'm saying? These people, these men, these poor men. Because they're coping with the fact that they have nowhere to tell the truth and it lands safely.
Classic.
Don't take my quote. Don't take my quote. It's freedom of speech until you say it.
Classic.
Then your ass get an invoice. It is what it is, chat. It is what it is. Gino said I would need 10 wives, 3 wouldn't work, and the rest would earn income. So hell of a plan, Gino. It sounds like a plantation, but I feel you though. Ricardo said, sounds like running a business. Don't all women got LLCs now? Say that. KMS, what's going on with it? Man, these young guys need honey packs. They can't handle 2 wives. Say that. But that's because, hey, Blaine, okay. You know, I'm gonna have to do my disclaimer today. It ain't safe. Chicago Red said, talk to him, classic. I ain't said nothing. You know what I'm saying? Gino said, whoremonger equal prostitute. If you pay for harlots, that's a whore. Okay, I feel you. You want to be technical. I feel you. Next level, what's going on with it? Tez Down said, if you don't mind, I would like to chime in. I got you, Tez. I'm finna drop the link. We got a lot to talk about. I'm finna drop the link, Tez. I got you. You in studio, bro? Gino said, anything that makes a man happy makes them mad. Ooh, is that true? Don't go quiet because the ladies in here, they just quiet.
Classic.
Ooh, anything that makes a man happy makes them mad. Don't pick up the phone sounding excited when you ain't at home. What? Pick up the phone. Oh, hell no, boy, your ass crazy. What's up, man? What you doing? If you got you one of those, bro, run,
Classic.
G. If you can't pick up the phone, sound like you having a good time without her giving you attitude, get out of there. Ricky! Straight up, get out of there. Paul said, only Jesus, the living water, can satisfy the thirsty soul. Did Jesus get some coochie? I don't know, Paul. That's a complicated conversation because I can only take so much advice from a man who has never enjoyed the warmth of a woman. So I need some clarity, scripture-wise, book, chapter, and verse that proves or disproves whether or not Jesus was a virgin man.
Classic.
I'm only listening to a man who hasn't enjoyed a woman's warmth, but so much. You've only got so much to say to me. I don't. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Chicago Red said that quote already took. Tez Down said no, unfortunately. So I won't be too long. I got you. Let me drop the link for you, gang. I got you, broski. Don't even trip. You always welcome on my stream, Tez. Anybody from the RSC. I don't see much of the gang in here though. Them folk out there working hard, man. There go the link, Tez. You can tap in, broski. Gino said the videos of men enjoying a soft life had women mad. Drizzle had women triggered. You ain't doing nothing but making a point. Driving home. I feel you. James said Christ was a virgin. He never sinned. See what I'm saying? Hey, Tez.
Yo.
What up with it?
Hey, man. So, there's a couple things here. The first one is there's no evidence for or against Christ being, but I will say this: he was with somebody every single day that had the best thing on the street. I'm just saying he reformed this person, and this person decided to follow him even to his own death. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm saying the itch existed even 2,000 years ago. Number two, I have no problem. You know, we talked about this subject about 4.5 months ago, and now it's brought itself back up again. So I have no problem conversing with you about this today.
Talk to me.
As a person who was formerly a member of the poly community, I will tell you that there's lots of different versions. Let's run through them really quick, if you don't mind. You have, and so this is for the benefit of everyone that doesn't understand. You have polyamory. Polyamory is the act of loving multiple people. That does not mean that you guys share a household. You have polygamy. Polygamy is the act of sharing a household and loving multiple people. But the people that you love have to be inside your household, whether it be 2 husbands, multiple wives, 1 husband, or 3 and 2. It is communal living. Then you have polygyny. Polygyny, which is poly, and gyny coming from the man, Jenny from the man, genus. You know, that is 1 husband, multiple wives or concubines, mothers that work in unison to build a household. So those are the typical lifestyles, whether that be throuple, couple, quad, all of this. Now they do start to get a little bit crazier the farther that you go.
No, you don't got to keep going because that's where they just start labeling orgies and shit. Like exactly. when they start talking about polyamory, that's just a title for a cluster.
That's just basically a
yeah.
Exactly. So polygyny itself has been a practice among brown-skinned people all over the planet, including every indigenous tribe. There's evidence of this being a thing. We talked about this a little bit earlier.
Pre-colonization.
Well, yes. The Council of Nicene is the council that decided the Bible. Now, we also know that there's an apocrypha of books from the Bible that they removed. Inside that apocrypha of books, you have a character called Lilith. Lilith was Adam's first wife, if you are to believe any of it at all. You know what I mean? Lilith is the first wife that Adam had. Eve was second. The reason that Eve was second was because Lilith was rebellious and did not listen to Adam's authority and wanted to do what she wanted to do. So she was cast out.
Don't be bringing up the parts of the Bible they took out. Don't do that, Tez.
Hey, I'm just telling you what the council decided.
Don't talk about Lilith. They don't know her like that. They don't know her.
The council decided that Lilith was not going to be in the Bible at all because Lilith inspired other women to rebel against authority structures. And they said that having Lilith in the Bible at all would give women a reason to rebel against their husbands and or other men, and they wanted to keep her out of it because they said that type of behavior was evil. And they said the only way to keep her out of it is to remove polygamy and polygyny altogether.
So Lilith was a feminist. Classic.
Yes.
Go ahead, Tez. Cook, brother.
So they decided at the Council of Nicene to remove these books, canonize the Bible, but also to beat down. So the monogamous relationship was designed to quote unquote beat down and to keep women in a particular spot. And they said that it is much easier for all men to deal with one woman than it is to try to have multiples, because anytime you get 2 or 3 women in a room, they develop their own language and their own set of standards. Now, regardless of whether or not you believe in any of the books or any of that, the Council of Nicene was a real thing that was designed to create the structure for the modern society. Now, I will tell you, from all of the countries and all of the cultures that practice polygyny, they usually have a greater sense of family structure. And we saw that in Utah with the Mormons and the LDS churches. They were able to build a family structure that was centered around the male and his multiple wives, multiple children, all of them working together. They would have multiple mothers that they answered to. So if one mom was sick or she died in childbirth, the other ones would.
I lost you, Tez.
I'm still here. The other ones would annex the children and take them on. So it helped strengthen the family structure. The father left the house to go and create the foundation for the family, and all of the women worked together in unison, doing all of the household tasks to take care of the children. Now, mind you, the LDS Church has been disbanded. It was raided by the federal government and the FBI. The leader of Warren Jeffs was placed in prison.
We're gonna keep it a little more concise than that. That's the long version. They get it. It's polygyny is the real traditional. Let's narrow
for thousands of years.
Yes, it is. Polygyny is the real traditional. That's we've proven that for sure.
And I will tell you, as someone who was formerly a part of the community, that as they call it, I will tell you that the relationships that were developed seem to be a lot more copacetic than the relationships that are quote unquote monogamous. The words like selfish and sharing don't necessarily exist in that community, because everything is about the community and the furthering of our genus or our bloodline, aka our genie.
Let me ask you this, Tez. Why don't people ask the question of why it's literally illegal for a man to marry multiple women on paper in this country? You know why? Because the answer is that polygyny would actually create a true middle class.
They had it. When it was allowed, they had it. Go look at the Native American cultures. Go look at Sitting Bull. He had multiple wives. Why wouldn't he? He's a leader of their entire Native American culture that they had in that particular area. And you can see it in Mexico with the indigenous tribes in Mexico. A lot of them still have it in Brazil or other places in South America. India is a great example of it as well. I mean, we can do this all day if you really want to.
No, I'm actually going to get into that later on in the stream. I wanted to let you get your you said you wanted to chime in on it, so I wanted to let you get your get your thoughts off. They appreciate
here's the
you
last thing before I get up out of here, because I know you got this.
You good?
Me and you've had this conversation multiple times on stream. I like the fact that you're going over it again, even if I can't be there with you and cheer you on while you tell them what it is. There is a distinct advantage to having multiple hands to do multiple things. A distinct advantage, regardless of how you look at it. The queens of old had multiple husbands, which didn't always work out for them, but it happened. Okay, we're going to acknowledge that because they were sitting in a seat of power, they adopted masculine traits. All of them did. So somebody might say, "Oh, the woman had multiple husbands." She did, but she was also sitting in a masculine seat. So, and this is not anything that I'm arguing for or against. I'm just here to give you guys history and context as to why this is a thing and why you don't think that it should be. If you're one of those people that says monogamy is better, if you can tell me that monogamy is better, prove it.
And it's the reason why women are so exhausted. They're tired. They're doing a 2 to 3 woman job, and we say it out loud, and y'all think we just want a bunch of pussy in the house.
We're gonna do this once.
No, because dealing with multiple women is difficult.
No, it is. That's why I keep. Damn it, Tez, I wish you was in studio, bro. Yes, polygyny is actually harder for us. Y'all think we just want a bunch of cat in the house. No, that's more estrogen in the house. That's more mood swings in the house. That's more PMS in the house. That's 2 menopauses in the house. That's 2 perimenopauses in the house. That's 2. You see what I'm saying? It's more.
If I can tax your family, so when you get married, you have you have so if, from the government standpoint, when you get married, I can tax the both of you as one, right? So if you marry 3 people or 4 people, I'm only able to tax y'all as one and not 5.
And we create what? A true middle class.
Classic.
James Holman, the Bible doesn't say that at all, actually. So if you look up any of the translations before the Council of Nicene, there was no mention of that in there. That was added, as were a lot of other things to the anglicized King James Bible. So while I'm all for people believing whatever they want to believe, I have to believe in things that are true and things that are factual. There's a lot of words that have been changed that actually never came up in any of the Hebrew translations, which is why the Jews don't believe it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I never saw something to confirm or deny whether or not Jesus got cat. But if Jesus got some cat, that would technically have made him married because that was marriage back then. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, it seemed like Mary was his old lady. That's what it seemed like. You feel me? It seemed like
she
Mary
washed his dead body. What are you talking about?
It seemed like that.
Regular people do that.
It seemed like that was his old lady, folks.
Let me explain something. There's multiple places in both the Old Testament and the New Testament where the woman was either commanded to or told by an older woman, aka the situation with Ruth and Naomi, how to get this man. And they said, go and lay at his feet. Well, when you look at the actual translation of what going to lay at his feet is, it involves a little bit of action. If you know what I'm saying.
Classic.
Oh, I'm trying to tell you, they be telling you without saying it in plain English. Now they'll say, and they went and rested together.
They're the same words. They're the same words in the Hebrew language. So both in Aramaic and Hebrew, both of these words match up. So why is it when you switch it to English, they get different words? It's because when they went to canonize the Bible, there were so many things they did not want you to know. Like we're talking about everything that comes with energy.
I don't want to turn it into Sunday service. I don't want to turn it into Sunday service, Tez, because I know you got the knowledge you want to give it to. I don't want to turn it into Sunday service. The truth is that polygyny is the original traditional.
Well,
and
Abraham was the father of many nations, right?
Yeah, of course.
Abraham had multiple wives. Jacob had multiple wives. Isaac had multiple wives. David had multiple wives. The entire bloodline of the Bible, that Jesus being a part of that bloodline, all of them had multiple wives. Not a single one of them didn't, including Joseph.
Here's the deeper issue, because the history lesson is cool, but here's the deeper issue. The deeper issue is that now that you've been educated on it, will it, like for the women that are listening, right, that are getting the education, will it open their minds at all? Nope. They still finna go outside and say, I hear you, but I hear you, but I ain't sharing.
They share anyway.
Well, that's the point. Well, here's the thing is though, there's no logic in it, because they'll hear the information, they'll understand the history of it, they'll understand the pros that we're pointing out, right? There's very few cons to it, actually. We have been taught to look at it as a con. You and another woman having the same husband has been taught to you to be a con. It's not a real con, but there's really more pros than cons for the women specifically. It's actually more responsibility
look at it
on the man.
Level.
Well, here, wait, but this the thing. Now that they've been presented with the logic, the information, the historical data, women are still going to go outside and be like, I hear all of that. I understand all of that, but I ain't sharing. And then what happens is you're officially, now that you've been educated, now that you're knowledgeable, you're choosing the harder path for the sake of whatever selfishness you've been told to have. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the greater issue. The history lesson, we drove that home already. They get it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who actually read the Bible understands that there's polygyny all through it, Old and New Testament. It's all
from the beginning to the end.
It's all up in there because it's the original traditional. And not saying that every man is due for 2 wives. It's just saying that should be as normal as a man only having one.
Classic.
Well, if you think about it this way, modern society has told everyone that 1, they're unique, and 2, that they should follow a simple structure. Modern society was also created off of the Western, I call it Christian, and includes all the Catholicism and all of the offshoot religions that came from it, Lutheranism, blah, 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 blah. All of those were built on a structure that was created at the Council of Nicene. And that includes all of the Western governments. And all the Western governments say, have 1 wife and 1 husband. So those governments are all relatively new. If you actually look it up, a couple hundred years at best, all of these traditions are. So they've been raised in a modern system with modern rules and they point to this modern system with modern rules as the way to move forward. Well, there was a world that existed for thousands of years that not only predated but worked better than the modern world does. As you can see from what we're dealing with now, and I'm not going to go into all of that stuff, but as you can see from what we're dealing with now in the world, a lot of these systems are proven to not be sustainable in the long run. But out of all of the people that I know that have successful polygynous relationships, especially those ones, they all have a higher quality of life than even you and I, being men who are not engaged in what we call the ancient norm, right? Look at polyinfinity. Look at the Black polygamous group that has over 2 million people in it. All of those people have a higher quality of life. That's not saying that they don't have issues, because people do have emotions, people do have things like that, but they never worry about where they're going to live, how they're going to live, who's going to eat, who's taking care of the kids. People are allowed to get sick. Somebody's allowed to be tired. Like, these are all things that work out in their relationships, and they don't have issues with those. But the question that I'm asking, and I'm sure the question that you're asking, is, if you see that works, why doesn't it work for you?
Indoctrination. I told you, we love the Kool-Aid. It's delicious.
Classic.
Indoctrination and girl code, like the girl's girl, right? A woman will see that it's just like when females be side chicks in secret. They be secret side chicks. Like, they'll be a side chick to a dude, but he like a sneaky link for her because she don't want nobody to judge her for being his side chick. But she's signing up for it. Like, she really like that man, and she cool with the slice of him that she can have. She extra good with it. She good
Every
with
time.
it. But if she tell the world to make it to where she can't be at peace with it like she is internally. You see what I'm saying? And it works the same for polygyny.
Today,
That's why. Hold on. That's how natural it is. That's why women will sign up to be a side chick. They will. It's not. They'll lie when they get caught. I didn't know. They knew. They be knowing everything. They know all about the wife. They be knowing all about the wife.
I'm gonna lay it on pretty thick here.
Man,
really
they some of the side chicks be knowing the kids. The only person don't know is the wife. The shit get deep.
Everybody knows except for her.
Yeah,
Everybody knows except for her.
Man,
I'll lay this on as quick as possible.
Bro, the family be the new side chick. That you know what that is? Do you know what that is?
They all know them.
It's a sister wife. You just got one. You just got one person in the situation that's indoctrinated to not agree with what's probably best for the whole family, and is holding up the process.
Classic.
Yes, they're indoctrinated by Western Europeans. That's just how it's always been. See, here's the thing: you, I, and a bunch of other people that we know, we are extremely talented at what we do, and nobody can change my mind about that. But the problem is, not only do we have to have our income, we have to have the wife's income, and we have to have a side hustle, right? So we got 3 jobs. Let's just call it what it is. We got 3 jobs that we do. You and I, with extra careers, have 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we make all of our money to live a comfortable lifestyle. Now, here's where the issue starts to come up. Today on my show, I don't know if you got to catch it or if you were still napping, but yeah, you were in there. You were in there. In my show today, I talked about the 2-income trap. The 2-income trap that has been built by Western society is crumbling and failing at a monumental rate, because not only do you have your job, your job, my job, but I need an extra job, you need an extra job. When's the time to raise and rear the children or take care of the household? Everybody's tired. What do? We're going to patronize businesses outside of our home so that we can eat dinner tonight, because I'm tired, you tired, everybody tired. Or the kids grow up 13, 14, get them a little job so they can have a little pocket change and you ain't got to spend money. This was not a problem when you had 3 or 4 people working together. Everybody was able to get rest. Everybody had a particular role to play. Now, here, I understand how that can look, but it looks that way because it is no longer normalized, and instead it has been villainized.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine no longer normalized.
Imagine one of your. Imagine, like, okay, if you got a fellas, let's just make it general. I don't want it to sound like it's about you. Let's make it general, fellas. If you got a woman and she be getting on your nerves sometimes and shit, but you know a lot of that don't even be for you. It'd be aggravation, irritation due to being tired, probably a little hungry at the minute. Maybe y'all schedules ain't aligned. You ain't been able to give her no dick. She irritated because of that. You ain't read the room. All type of shit going on, right? Imagine your woman having another woman that she get along with just fine. They don't have to be romantically involved at all. These women do not have to be, any type of rainbow, right? At all. They don't have to be at all. That if they want to play, that's That's a different conversation. But they don't have to be that way, right? But this your homie. Imagine her being your irritated wife being able to wake up and take the day off.
Yes.
Imagine that. She wake up and say, hey, you got Jane and June, right? You got Jane and June. Jane having a rough week, goddamn, and it's Thursday, and Thursday her day. She's supposed to do dishes and laundry on Thursday. She's supposed to have the kids on Thursday. She's supposed to blah 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 blah. June's supposed to have her day off. Imagine Jane wake up and say, June, and June say, I know. Take my Friday. You know what I'm saying? Imagine, bro. And then look, you come home from a long day work and ain't nobody irritated or frustrated for you. Your bath water hot, the food hot, the kids straight. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know Jane and June swap days. They already took care of it, folks. And you don't got no bad energy or nothing going on for you when you come home from breaking your back. You see what I'm saying? It sounds too much like right for y'all. It sounds too much like right. And I'm not trying to encourage women that's already in a monogamous situation, that's already situated to go another route. I'm not saying that. But I'm speaking on behalf of all the men out there who can't have this conversation. They could throw this live stream on and be like, babe, let's watch this together. You feel me? And they could just listen to me make all these points. And then she turned from looking at the screen and look at him, and he just looking at her like, you hear him? You hear him? You feel me? I'll do it for you, King. I got
this is for me. This is not hypothesis. I lived in this community, and I was happy in this community, and just about everybody that lived in the community that I know personally was also very happy with the arrangements of the community. There's a lot of trust involved. There's a lot of care involved. There's a lot of introspection involved, and I just don't think that people who grew up in Western society were taught to work together in any sense, which is why relationships are failing and crumbling today, even outside of polygyny. Even in monogamous relationships, you're having issues with people who aren't doing anything wrong because the structure was never set for the people. It was set for the governments to tax us more. And that's the facts, Jack.
Absolutely. Black Mona says society today should require that a man have at least 2 wives. Ninjas barely surviving out here in a 2-income household. I'm up fucking tired. She said, shout out to Black Mona.
I get it. Hey, I totally get it, man. I get the whole monogamous thing because that's what's been taught to people for a little bit over 200 years. But let me tell you, when you lived on the other side and you see how happy everyone is when they're living naturally, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying that it's for everybody, but I'm saying when you see how happy they are and how little problems they actually have because of it, it really starts to make you wonder if the structure that we have been taught in this country and other westernized countries, if this doesn't really work. And then you factor in the last part, which is that they are being polygynous anyway because they're dating the same men. They have children with the same men. Imagine if Tanya and Tracy could take their kids and move into the same house with this guy who they both fancy, and he's sleeping with both of them anyway. If they moved in together, their kids can grow up as a better brother.
Wait, say that part again. Say that part again, Tez. He's sleeping with both of them anyway.
Because they both fancy him.
He hitting both of them anyway, ain't he, Tez? Hey, look, this be the crazy part. The females out there that left the last dude because he cheated. All of y'all out there that left the last dude because he cheated. Did you ever talk to the chick that he cheated with? It'd be crazy because look, the chick that he cheating with will call the girl. Look, no. She'll call the girlfriend to blow up the girlfriend spot, right? And while they on the phone, they get along and become friends.
Yep.
Y'all like the same dude. Hey, y'all like the same dude. Y'all smashing the same dude. Y'all dealing with the same dude. Y'all actually get to talk to each other. Y'all jail well, and both of y'all finna leave the dude alone for what?
Classic. For what?
For what?
Make it make sense to me.
For what?
Maybe it might be my tism or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Maybe call it the tism if you want to. But last time I checked, maths, right? Physics, sciences. And I'm telling you, if I can see a community of 2 million people, that's not a small sample size. If I can see a community of 2 million people over here, and then a community of another million people over here, a community of 1 billion people over in India, and people are practicing this, and people are happy. Yeah, I mean, genuinely happy, because social media might not be real, but when you can talk to somebody and find out how they actually feel, and I'm not going to out some of the members of the community, who follow various chats here, but they have also testified that living this way is actually better for them. And I'm not going to out some of the members of the community who follow various chats here, but they have also testified that living this way is actually better for them. And I'm not going to out some of the members of the community who follow various chats here, but they have also testified that living this way is actually better for them. And I'm not going to out some of the members of the community who follow various chats here, but they have also testified that living this way is actually better for them. And I'm not going to out some of the members of the community who follow various chats here, but they have also testified that living this way is actually better for them. And I'm not going to out some of the members of the community who follow various chats here, but they have also testified that living this way is actually better for them. And I'm not going to out some of the members of the community who follow various chats here, but they have also testified that living this way is actually better for them. And I'm not going to out some of the members of the community who follow various chats here, but they have also testified that living this way is actually better for them. And I'm not going to out some of the members of is way more peaceful than trying to be like, oh, well, I wonder when he's getting home.
Yeah. Yeah, that's we got a misconception in chat, and I got to move on too because I ain't even get to the Latto stuff yet. I got 30 minutes left max. Ramon said, "Oh, wait a minute, I think we just gave Anton little more credit than we should have with this convo." Nah, Anton is either pretending to or actually practicing adultery. There's a difference between adultery and polygyny.
There's a huge difference.
Yeah, they say allegedly that gentleman doesn't even live in the same house with his wife. So like. He got all type of shit going on that's not biblical. And I think the biggest mistake he made, he can actually move however the fuck he want. He's a rich man. But the mistake he made was running around like he King Kong Christian. That's what got him fucked up in the street.
Classic.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you running around here acting like you King Kong Christian and you also a pimp playboy, you know what I'm saying, grifter at the same time. Like niggas gonna catch that. Miss Violet said
too many strikes.
Yeah, Ms. Violet said it only works if all parties are working towards the same goals and everyone knows their role. Absolutely. But that's relationships in general. But yeah, he said, wait, maybe Neo got it right. The way his polygyny set up, it could work, but he just got to know he might have to swap a couple of them because they definitely
he does.
It's rooted superficially. So I don't know about that. I'm talking about some real shit. I'm talking about the polygyny before there was currency. Y'all don't understand. This conversation is a little deeper than what we having. The polygyny is older than money. So what y'all talking about, dollars, yens, euros, polygyny go back to when it was trading and bartering. Niggas had 2 wives when there wasn't money. So when y'all keep saying to have multiple wives, you have to be rich and have all this money.
Nothing to do with money.
Men had multiple wives before there was the existence of a currency. It was trading and bartering. You might have a wife that was knitting and a wife that was running the shea butter mill, and you used to be a carpenter or a herder, and everybody was doing their part, and you would take the knitted pieces and y'all would trade those off for with the milkman and the shea butter lady, or get that over there, and y'all would get the woo wop from the, you feel me, and then you would make your wood pieces and trade that for that's niggas. Ben was having 2 wives before money existed. If y'all niggas ain't him, just say that. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ain't him, just say that, folks. I'm telling you right now, because 2 women sharing me, they getting more than what they getting all of one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't to nobody in particular in the chat. I'm just saying, like, your average Joe is not a half of me. You see what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And I mean, call me what you want. You don't know me. Let's see. Black Mona said, "Take my Friday, June, please." Yeah. She got all her brain cells. Ricardo said too many folks want to be the only option in relationships. Yeah. And then listen, you don't sign up for polygyny just so you can spend the whole half of your relationship policing whether or not he acting right. Just know the woman, and that way everybody good. You know what I'm saying? Just lock in. Black Mona said, now we ain't gonna act like it's not men out here just slanging it to everybody. Now, yeah, you got some straight hoes out here. Some men don't know when to say when. Now, that's a fact. But them shouldn't be the kind y'all like either, and y'all love them niggas. That'd be the problem.
Everybody love Rodney.
Yeah, everybody love Rodney. Everybody love Jody. Miss Violet, you don't need a lot of money to be. There she go, Miss Violet cooking. She been cooking. She said you don't need a lot of money to be polygyny. Nope, not at all. Polygyny is actually the fastest route to wealth. They say the fastest way to route to wealth is marriage, but imagine marrying 2 of them. Y'all don't want to have a conversation.
I don't know.
They don't want to have it.
So they're not poor. All the ones that I have known, including Poly Infinity in Las Vegas, their page is public on all social media platforms. They actually make more money now, like exponentially more than when it was just him and the original wife. Yeah.
You making my point, sophisticated ignorance. You said polygyny only works with money. You had to have something to trade, which could be considered currency, which is money. That's it's the same thing. You saying the same thing. So if you got 2 wives, one wife got this skill, she do that all day. Another wife got this skill, she do that all day. They collaborate on the children. You got this skill, you do all that. You do that all day. The household is bringing in more things to trade, which again is money. So in today's time, you got this woman that works this job, but maybe it's part-time or 3/4 part-time or almost full-time, but not quite. You got another woman that does this. They collaborate on the schedules with the children. You do whatever it is that you're doing, and now you have what? More incomes into the household. So you saying the same thing. Whether it's more stuff to trade and barter or whether it's more actual physical currency, multiple wives is not a bad thing, gang. Like I'm getting confused. You know what I'm saying? Major P said the system has us fighting against our human nature. Absolutely. We've been left nature. Richard said, imagine if people knew they role. One wife would be a brain surgeon. Let's see. Gino said the reason for dowry was you were getting a woman to provide income from your household, so you have to pay her father for losing that form of income. Mrs. Violet, yes, sir. Sophisticated ignorant, bro. You got to have money to be able to take care of all. Like one, you need money to be No, you don't. That is a misconception. You're a man who don't practice this. The concept of if you want to have multiple women, you have to be able to take care of them like they kids is a myth. It's a myth. First off, most women in America today, out of their mouths, want to make some money for themselves. That's first off. So you getting a woman who want to make some bread on her own. I don't care if she's selling soap, nigga. I don't care if she, what I'm saying.
Statistics of the Department of Labor say that more married women work than women that are unmarried.
She might be making.
Tell you?
Yeah, prostitution. She could be making beaded bracelets. It don't matter. They want to make some money of their own. That's first and foremost. Secondly, having a sister wife situation is more money coming in altogether. This concept of a man has to be making $250,000 and just take care of everybody in the crib like they his children. Who would ever even sign up for that? There's no coochie good enough for me to sign up for that level of liability. I'm gonna take on 2 women that I got to take care of financially like children, and then I'm gonna have them have my children and have to take care of them like children. And everything is on the stress of my own back just so I can have 2 vaginas in the house? Absolutely Classic. Not. Who's signing up for that shit? Nobody's doing that. That's craziness. You're not even talking about a real circumstance.
Even you have made them work.
This my dog, but we disagree today. Miss Violet says skills equal currency. Absolutely. Ricardo said way too much common sense for selfish environment we live in. Absolutely. Exactly. Soul the Thought said 333. What up, Souls? Black Mona said he got money, I got money, she got money, we making money. Period. See what I'm saying? Sophisticated ignorant. I never said kids, you got to take care of them all like one. It's in the Bible. No, that's not. How is that in the Bible when money not in the Bible? Money ain't no money in the Bible, gang. What they had the little coins. That's what Judas got, some coins, the little coins. Money came later as hell. Noah's dad was polygynous. Noah's father had 2 wives. That's a fact. There wasn't no money. Them wives had skills. Skills was currency. So essentially,
they all had multiple wives. Go back and read it.
Thank you. But essentially, if skills are currency and they all had skills, then he had 2 what? Working women. Correct? Classic. So polygyny has always been a multi-income thing. Who came up with this? You got to pay for everything shit. That's not a thing. Maybe that in the Middle East, they get down like that, though. In the Middle East, they get down like that. But I'm talking, yeah, they get down like that. Like, oh, yeah, the man pay for everything and the women just lay up on some shit. Like, they do that.
No, but in the Middle East, the women have jobs at home.
Yeah, but look, they women also don't talk back. Classic. Yeah, in America, you going to get some shit that talk back. So go to work. What are you talking about? Yeah. So he said nobody said kids don't take it there. No, but you're gonna have kids. You're gonna have kids. Why we gonna cut the scenario short? You're gonna have kids, right?
They're a part of the program.
James, he said, thank you, Classic. You read my mind. Yeah, Ellis said 100. Yeah, James Holloman said no multiple wives, just one wife. For you. That's okay too, though. That's what I'm saying. Nobody is saying monogamy shouldn't happen. We're saying polygyny should be more normal too. So just as simple as it is for a man to be like, yeah, I got a wife, it should be common as hell for dude to be like, yeah, I got a couple wives at the house. It should those 2 sentences shouldn't hit your chest different. Classic.
Mr. Classic, we would be here all day if I named all the reasons why it's a better thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that me and you could definitely talk about this more on one of the Human Experience shows. But I know you got to go, and I won't take up your time because you know me. I will give them all the reasons. So, thank you, Mr. Stern.
I appreciate you. I am finna get into the Latto action with my last little 25 minutes, but I don't have too much to cook over there, so it's cool. You good, Tez. I appreciate you joining, bro. You added a lot of content.
Thanks for letting me come up, man.
Hey, 3s in the chat for my dog Tez, man. 333. And I see a lot of people filing in on this. Don't be quiet. Y'all can join the conversation. That's what we here to do. You know what I'm saying? It's the classic codes, man. I nurture my chat. We talk. We here to talk together. You know what I'm saying? It's just not me talking at y'all. So, and I appreciate James for the disagreement today because it's driving the conversation. But I do think that on a personal level, bro, if you only want one woman, by all means, indulge. I'm not pushing all men to have multiple women. I'm just saying there's so many men, and I'm talking about in the millions, that would love to have this conversation. You feel me? And they feel like they can't.
Hey, y'all. Hit the like and subscribe button while you're here. Classic really appreciates it.
Yeah. Ellis said Western programming. Oh man, Ellis showed up late to the party, already knowing what music was.
Remember this day. Remember this day.
Yeah, what up, E? My dog cooking. He early. He said most men have multiples, just not married. Say that. See what I'm saying? So you might as well, yeah. Ye said 333. Yep. I am back in the chat for sure. Black Mona said, yeah, he talking back in Chicago for sure. He said, yeah, we talking back in Chicago for sure. Black Mona said 333, conversation 333. Y'all hit the like button for sure. All right, let's move off the code language. Polygyny. We got stuck there. That's officially probably the longest code language ever. I think I used to have like 30-40 minute code languages when I first started, but that's the longest one ever. Let's get into the topic at hand though. Big Latto allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly because I don't think she said a name yet, but allegedly pregnant by 21 Savage. There has been a lot of coverage about this, right? And that's why I wanted to talk about polygyny before we got into this, because the coverage has been very mixed. Before we get into the coverage, though, let's look at Latto celebrating the situation. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't seem ashamed at all. You feel me? She doesn't seem ashamed of her pregnancy with 21 one bit. The man that they say is married with all these kids, she should probably be hiding this or being, inconspicuous about it, or maybe, defending herself. But instead, she's on a celebration tour. Let us begin. Say that.
Yeah, bitch, not in the studio. On your release date, not. Car seat, got a kid on the way. And I got a family to feed. The fuck?
Classic.
And personal. Hey.
I'm only gonna do this
Shit
once.
that I've been through. Man,
Classic.
back in me to switch shoes. I'm telling you. Mama ain't know how we was gonna eat back in 98.
Yeah.
I ain't kid made sure the whole family ate.
Classic.
Cause it's personal. I look so crazy. Yeah. We got babies from this bitch. We going baby for baby.
Ha
We going baby for baby.
ha.
Oh my God.
All right now.
Thank y'all so much. Big Mama the album. May 29th.
Classic.
I'm so happy. I'm so high off life right now. Thank you for all the love. I gotta go sit my big ass down.
Now, my initial reaction to this, right? Before we get into other people's reaction to this, my initial reaction to this, do this look like a woman that's living so deep in sin? Do this look like a woman that seems like she ashamed of the situation that she in?
Classic.
Does it? Does it come off that way to y'all? It don't come off that way to me. We got a super chat though. Shout out to the dog James for the $5 super chat. He said, bro, you taking my statement out of context, especially saying treating women, I'm active with little kids, low. Wait, what you talking about? I ain't saying nothing about you doing nothing with no, I don't know what you're doing, how you treat women or what you're doing with kids. What I'm saying is if a man has, what I'm saying is you saying you got to have all this money to be polygynous. You don't. Polygyny would actually save the economy for a lot of families. It would shift the economy. If you had think about how many single women out here roommating together or nickel and diming to make their rent or living off of public aid when it was available. I know Trump did something to it, right? But think about how many people were getting by like that. Take these working folks and put them together under one roof in collaboration with one another, right? Now you have 3 incomes, hopefully a budget plan, and y'all can figure some things out. 2 heads are better than 1, 3 is better than 2, especially on the same page. That's all I'm saying. I think you're taking something I said out of context. You said Exodus 21:10 says it all love, no hate. We good, brother. We could disagree. We ain't gonna agree every day. I know. Hey, listen, I know I'm gonna rub y'all the wrong way some days. You know what I'm saying? I know I am. But you said Exodus 21:10. Let's read it for the super chat. Let's read it. Exodus 21:10. He said it says it all. Exodus 21:10 is a biblical law protecting the rights of a female slave who has been married by her master or her son. It indicates that if the man marries another woman, he cannot reduce the first wife's food. Right. Yeah, I know this. He can't reduce the first wife's her living situation. But it does not say in this scripture that he needs to take care of her like a child. It also doesn't say that the first wife does not produce any income for the family. It doesn't say that. This nowhere in this scripture, Exodus 21:10, does it say the first wife gets to sit on her ass while he takes care of her like a daughter. Nowhere in here does it say that. She needs to have a skill that back in the day was equivalent to currency.
Classic.
It doesn't change my point at all. I think we agree more than you think. You just don't like the way I'm wording it. Everybody, if a man is married to multiple women, those women have to produce some form of income. It don't necessarily got to be cash. If it could be in the way of freed up time. It could be in the way, like producing for the household looks a lot of different ways. But having two wives for a man has way more pros than cons. But in this society, because of the indoctrination that we have suffered by the colonizers, it's made to feel like a bad idea. It's made to feel like it's inappropriate. And that ties back in with Big Latto and 21 Savage. She doesn't seem like a woman that's not happy as hell for that baby that she about to drop.
Classic.
I want to start off by saying congratulations to Big Latto. And in the situation, here's the thing. I did a video a while back. Shout out to No Middleman Panel. Y'all go check out their live stream from last night on the Raw Society Coalition page or on Souls of Thought page. They did a great live stream and they covered my coverage of Latto. Latto has always been real big on how she's, very untouched, has an excessively low body count. I believe she said she's only been with one man, and that one man that she was alluding to is the same man who she is now allegedly pregnant by, which is 21 Savage.
Classic.
And it comes out, this is what I didn't know. I always knew she was rocking with 21. They just were keeping it low, so I wasn't going to say nothing about it. But what I didn't know is that 21 is a married man with 3 children. I didn't know that part. If I knew that part, I still would have made the video that I made and gave Latto all the credit in the world, because that's why I opened up giving y'all the definition of polygyny. Most men, especially men of means, but not even just men of means, most men would love to have a sister wifehood inside of their marriage.
Classic.
And it's a conversation that more men than we're willing to confess don't want to have, but it's a real conversation.
Classic.
Hold on, y'all. The sun going down. It's messing with the light in the room. Hold on. Chat. All right. Yeah, it's a conversation that a lot of people don't want to have. If he's a married man with 3 children and she's coming out publicly letting it be known that allegedly he's the child's father, they've been together for years on end, you think his wife don't know about Latto?
Classic.
If he's even with his wife, because we don't know what we don't know. But you think his wife don't know about Latto? See what I'm saying? People jumped out the window and scrutinized. But you know how I get out.
Oh, nigga, you know what's up. We kept the file.
Yeah, shout out to Shakira. I don't see her in the chat, but shout out to Shakira for sending me the information. She said that last night when I joined the No Middleman panel that I actually probably had a point, because I said it seems as though they're operating inside of polygyny. However, you cannot be legally married to multiple women in the United States of America. I think they make exceptions in like Utah for the Mormons and stuff, but on paper, technically, federally, you can't be married to multiple women in the United States of America. You see what I'm saying? Legally. So they can't operate inside of polygyny under the law of the government that we live with, but they can operate inside of it as a formality for sure. So I was sent over an article from Hot 97. Hot 97 says Kiana Joseph, 21 Savage's wife, seemingly reacts to Latto's baby announcement. Big Latto had posted about the announcement on X, and 21 Savage's wife, among many others, liked the announcement. She liked the video, liked the photo. So again, that at minimum is an indication of her awareness, right? And that she's probably not pissed off.
Classic.
So if they are operating in a polygynous capacity, should this still be vilified? Should it? Do they have to tell us that they polygynous? Do they got to make an announcement to us and say, man, do 21 got to come out and say, yeah, dog, 21, them both mine. You feel me? Do he got to do that for us? He don't. Is it still to be vilified? Is she still making bad decisions? Let's look at some of the initial reactions. Let us. I see y'all, chat. I'm coming to y'all. I see y'all go crazy.
Here's my thing. You was big mama, one kid, did all that talk to be a statistic. Here's my thing. You was untouchable. You wasn't ran through. You bragged about all of this stuff just to end up being the baby mama to a rapper who may or may not still be married and got 3 kids already.
No disrespect to this woman that's talking. But if I got a bet in the parlay who got more bodies, Latto or her, I'm betting her. You see what I'm saying? These women jump out the window criticizing Big Mama. Big Mama still got a body count of 1. Fellas in the chat, answer this question and be as honest as you like. Answer this question, fellas in the chat. Would you take a woman who has a confirmed body count of 1 with 1 baby? Or a woman whose shit been hit is confirmed. That shit hit. Her body count is 15 or more, and you ain't got no way to verify. You just know that shit up there, but she ain't got no kids. Which one you gonna consider for marriage first? If you gotta choose between them two, tell the truth. Shame the devil in the chat. Let's let her continue with her hate speech.
That's an L. It's just like I told y'all before. A woman's pretty privilege, most of the time, she never uses it to her full advantage the way a man who is at the top 1% of men use their privilege. A top 1% man is always going to go for the best of the best women that he possibly can get, but not 1% women, not women who are like a Latto where she's racially ambiguous and she appeals to all different types of men and she could have possibly had whatever she wanted and she still chose to be the baby mama of a man who already got 3 kids. These young girls don't have any type of female musicians and rappers to look at as like inspiration because they all getting baby mama. Every single one of them. We didn't grow up like that. All of the girls.
What if she's not a baby mama? What if she's a wife? Shout out to Donna D 1987. Donna D 1987, in case y'all want to tap in with this content creator. I always show love to the content creators. Donna D 1987. But what if she's not a baby mama? What if she's a wife? What if she's a sister wife that can't be documented on paper because he already has 1 documented wife? What if her and the wife have a great relationship, a working relationship? What if she's already been helping her raise the other 3 children that 21 Savage already has with the wife? Classic. There's a lot here that we do not know. What if? See, we assume the worst. Why not assume the best? Classic. What if they whole sister wives? Is she still to be demonized with her body count of 1? The woman clearly indicated to us that she took her virginity very seriously. She indicated to us that she took her chastity very seriously. And she indicated to us that she wasn't just going to give it out to any old body. So if she gave it out to a married man, before we say she's dumb like the rest of the chicks with body counts in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s, before we lump her with them, maybe that nigga's him. Classic. Maybe he's him. You know, there's an elite group of us men where women see us, you feel me? And we could just walk shit down. We never stop for that. We never stop to be like, damn, you know, man, what? You could have, y'all don't want to tell, I'll tell y'all the truth about women. They not going to say it because they like shit to sound right out loud. I'll tell y'all the truth about women. You could be with some fine shit. That's your fine shit. And she love you. She think you some fine shit. Y'all love each other. Y'all physically attract to each other. Y'all like each other personality-wise, all that, right? It could be a female. Ladies know I'm not lying. It could be a female that's so fine that your straight heterosexual woman also think fine as hell. She looked that good. Women stop other women in their tracks all the time. Damn, girl. Yeah, women love admiring the beauty of another woman. Now imagine if that woman that stops both of y'all in y'all tracks think you some fine shit. And imagine if that woman and your woman get along. They get along. Huh? Imagine that. What's the problem? Why God? What's the problem? I have not identified a problem. The only problem is the indoctrination. That's it. You programmed to be like, I mean, no, like, boy, boom, like, I'm not, you know, that indoctrination. Motherfucker get glitching the shit. And they be so hetero, they be so don't want to share, but then talk to 100% of the population about how many of them let that one chick lick their cat a little bit that one time.
Classic.
But they so straight and they don't share. Y'all don't want to tell the truth out loud today. Yeah. No, y'all don't want to talk about it. Y'all don't want to talk about it. Nope. Y'all don't want to talk about it. Not for real. Not for real. Shout out to Donna D. But wait, there's more. I'm going to come to the chat at the end. We're just going to dive into the chat right at the end. Y'all go crazy. I'm going to try to get through these clips real quick. Yeah. But wait, there's more. Then you got the dudes that want to take this and make this an opportunity to pander, right? You got the people that want to take this and make, and you know, there's never a moment where this gentleman here, controversial Shannon, there's never a moment where this man doesn't step over and tap into his ability to monetize pandering to the women. You know what I'm saying? Let's listen to controversial Shannon in reference to what Le'Veon Bell said, because Le'Veon Bell's the one who jumped out the window and said Latto just announced that she's pregnant by a married man with 3 children, blah, 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 right? So let's listen to Shannon flip this back on the men.
Hey, man, anytime a man starts speaking on a woman, but he don't have the type of energy for a man, I'm always going to look at it as weak. So Le'Veon Bell is calling out Latto for being pregnant by 21 Savage. I'm just going to say allegedly, you know, and he's a married man. So he's trying to use this as a way to say this who the women look up to. Y'all dudes look up to Future. Y'all dudes look up to Nick Cannon. Y'all dudes look up to men who go around making nothing but broken homes.
Hey, controversial Shannon, if somebody send this over, clip this. If somebody send this over to controversial Shannon, please find me evidence of men looking up to the ways and the habits of Future and Nick Cannon. Please respond to this. I am Classic with the Classic Codes. Nice to meet you, sir. Please find me evidence of men looking up to the ways of Future and the ways of Nick Cannon as to how they handle women. I know men who revere Future for the way he makes music. I know men who look up to Nick Cannon for his business acumen and for his ability to put many people on. He's helped a lot of comedians grow themselves. I haven't heard any men express reverence for their habitual baby making. So please step out and show me black men, because I don't like when people pander to women and tear down black men and give us blame we don't deserve. I'm with you when you right. Hold us accountable when you right, but you wrong. Find me black men all over the internet that's saying Future's so cool for having all them baby mamas. Find me a black man on the internet saying that Nick Cannon's so cool for having all them baby mamas. We do not champion that shit. And I get tired of black men stepping out talking crazy about black men. Cap ass nigga. Now respond. Show me some black men worth talking about that's championing Future making 100 kids. These niggas be working, they be reverse engineering the progress for a couple dollars.
Y'all don't look up to men with traditional values because, let's be honest, a lot of y'all just not traditional, but you want the women.
Traditional is polygyny. Do your research. These niggas be educated and stupid at the same time. They be educated and dumb. How you smart and stupid? Tez just gave you a whole history lesson on polygyny. Traditional is polygyny. That's a fact. If you brown, that's a fact. This ain't nothing. It's in every religion. It's carved in the hieroglyphs. It's everywhere. If you brown, polygyny is traditional. So you talking out, you see what I'm saying? They be loud, they be having platforms, and they be wrong as hell, misguiding our people. That's okay. The Classic Codes has arrived. Everyone, calm down. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. I know I got a little excited. But y'all know how it is.
Sometimes you just gotta crash on out.
Motherfuckers just be saying shit. Just be talking. What did Gregory say? Just be talking, man. Shut up.
Hold on to traditional values, even though you're not traditional men. So what y'all need to start doing is just being quiet, bro. All right?
Nigga, if you not him, just say that. Shout out to Controversial Shannon, bro. He's hella triggering because he gonna take a woman's side no matter what. It don't even matter. And listen, I'm not even against what 21 Savage and Latto got going on because I don't know all the details. We don't know what we don't know. You feel me? But if they're operating in some form of agreed upon polygyny, I see absolutely, for the record, if they are operating in some form of agreed upon polygynous setup, I am 100% cool with what they got going on.
Classic.
100%. And if we find out something different, it is what it is. And that's them folks' life. But the conversation is bigger than Latto and 21. It's about the fact that y'all won't even fix y'all households. It's some dudes out here with 2 baby mamas that both still in love with him. There's some dudes like that. Both their baby mamas in love with him, but neither one of them gonna come be with him because he's low. And look, he still hit both of them every once in a while.
Classic.
But they ain't gonna put it together. They ain't gonna put it together. Why? Why? Because what other people will say. Not because it's not a good idea. Not because it won't work. Because of what other people will say. They ain't gonna put it together. Nope. Let's go to these chats and then we up out of here, man. Let's go to these chats and we up out of here. We got a lot of them too, so I'm gonna scroll up as far as I can. Let's see. Y'all was going crazy on this one. Let me see. Trying to get back to the last one that was familiar to me. Hold on. What up, Time? Okay. Let me see. That woman sounds hurt. James said this generation is messed up. Brains and Beauty said she isn't a wife, so don't start a what? So don't start a what if. A wife is what? What's a wife? What's a wife? A wife is a woman that signed a certificate that a man also signed. Is a wife an action, a behavior, a role, or is it a piece of paper that you sign? I want to know. Because when we say marriage is just a piece of paper, y'all tell us it's much more than that. So if we remove a piece of paper, are you a wife without it? What's a wife? So she not a wife. So her cooking for him, her rubbing his feet, her providing, her taking care of the kids he already got, her knowing his family, her being at his side, her knowing his other wife, her doing everything. But because the United States of America prohibits him from having 2 wives on paper, she isn't a wife. So the piece of paper do make you a wife. Hey, fellas, we just found out from Brains and Beauty that we was right. It's just a piece of paper.
Classic.
We just found out. It's just a piece of paper, chat. It's the paper. The paper make you a wife. Not the action, not the duty, not the function, not the role, not the responsibility, not the intercourse. Because biblically, sex made you the wife. What's a wife? Time said Latto, from what I learned, a woman that will talk about Latto with her low body count or not having a body count is the same woman that tell Aisha Curry to be a 304 and then go back to Steph. Chicago Red. I don't want a ready-made family. I'd rather build my own. So give me the chick with the low body count. Oh, you said give you the chick with the body count. Oh, okay. God bless you, brother, and how that's gonna go for you. Latto not even his husband. This is crazy. Hold on, I'm trying to go back to where y'all started at. James said can't respect that. He's from the UK. Damn, y'all said a lot. Hold on, chat. I'm trying to go back to where y'all started at. I ain't trying to leave y'all hanging. Damn, y'all said a lot. Okay, we're going to go from here. I don't really care what these women do. Real talk. What is always what is always a man's fault when they make stupid decisions? Time. Ramon said, are marriage licenses public info? Shouldn't someone be able to confirm his marriage? Time said, and quiet is kept classic. Women love to compete with each other. That's true. I don't even know if that's quiet. That's a real thing. Time, you cooking. James says, so you telling me yo was married and got Latto pregnant in too deep? Time said Latto is 27 years old and she said she likes scammers and the rapper types. She didn't say a good man. She didn't say a man with purpose or character. Wait till she get Vivica Fox age. We'll see how we'll see how it plays out for sure. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know what we don't know. Time and the skill. Let's see. And the skill was to fill that man's stomach and make the house smell good when he comes home, so he has something to look forward to coming home. Women believe they are slaves in 2026. Yep. Ted said Ramon is from he is from the UK and not an American citizen. In Too Deep said, yes, this is the topic. James said, can't respect that. Let's see. Time said, classic. What my sunshine said, she sees in a woman today is they need validation. And if they can't get the validation from the man, they'll give it to themselves, but always looking for expectations. Let's see. Black Mona said, I believe that in certain countries, they only allow you to have multiple wives if you can afford them. Maybe that's what sophisticated ignorance is saying. No, sophisticated, no. Maybe in the Middle East. And that's more of a cultural thing, not a law thing. In Too Deep said, let's use the term mastermind groups. Mastermind groups are structured, often focusing on brainstorming, education, and mutual support to help members achieve success. Gino said, marriage trends in 2020 data indicated that 47.5% of Black women had never been married. Ramon said, Tez, damn okay. Miss Violet said, if 21 Savage wife doesn't have a problem, then no one else should either. Say that. Especially if they got it structured. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of low profile about everything they doing. James Holloman said, Latto not even his husband. This crazy. I mean, his wife. You talking about on paper. Let's see. Gino Vasquez. This polygyny, the unmarried women could have husbands. With polygyny, the unmarried women could have husbands. What you mean? Sophisticated ignorance. His wife shouted out, Latto is all heathenistic. All right, so look, so since for the people, for James and sophisticated ignorance that are so like one man, one woman, one man, one woman, why isn't there an even amount of women and men on the planet ever? Since it's supposed to be one for one, why doesn't God create an even number of both? Why is it that women most of the time outnumber men if ain't none of them supposed to share? Because y'all beefing with the Lord. Y'all not beefing with me. And polygyny is all in your Bible. That's the crazy part. Like, y'all talking to me about the Bible, and there's literally niggas with an abundance of wives all through the book, all through that joint, all through it. So it's weird. It's getting weird. Time said classic, but the crazy part is that Latto had a baby like it's going to make 21 Savage leave his family. Women know what they are doing, classic, but they're never ashamed and blamed for what they do. I'm going to be real with you. We don't know if she's a part of the family or not. How do we not know she's not already ingratiated into the family? This is a celebration happening in front of us. How we know she's not a part of the family? Why are we talking like she's not a part of the family? And this is how I know that we've been taught not to embrace or even respect polygyny. Look at how we're all still, after all of this I've been talking about for the last hour and a half, y'all still talking about it like it can't be a structured situation. We still referring to it like that. What if she's a part of the family? Chicago Red, they call you a bigot when you do. James Holloman, even his wife approved Latto, but to get pregnant, come on, bro. His best bet is to keep her as a side chick. What if she's his sister? What if she's a sister wife? Why do we keep going back to these derogatory terms? What if Latto, 21 Savage, and his wife are all together? What is the why? Is y'all glitching? Is y'all glitching or am I glitching? Y'all not hearing me? Come on, y'all. Like, we don't know, so we're gonna judge worst case scenario. That's nasty. Why? You know what I'm saying? Why? I'm with you, Ricardo, because that's what's happening. But like, why? Why is that the case? Why is that the case? You know what I'm saying? It's nasty. Black Mona says she take her body count seriously, but had a kid by a man with 2 baby mamas. Yeah, but she's only had 1 dick. Simply Momo, classic, keep dropping them gems. Thank you, Momo. Miss Violet, women will follow the right one. Say that. Ramon, Wait, Anton got to be elite. Got some baddies on retainer. Yeah. Bro is a high paying he a high paying trick allegedly. Bro ain't nothing but he just paying. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Miss Violet, follow his whole program. Yep. Ricardo, you talking witchcraft classic? No, I'm not. I'm actually talking scriptural. Y'all need to go read y'all word. And this is why I told y'all on Sunday service that most Christians have never read the Bible.
Classic.
Y'all in here talking from a book y'all clearly have not read. Polygyny super cool with God. There's literally, this is a fact. There is no scripture in the Bible that says that polygyny is a sin. Find it. Go. Everybody. Chat GPT right now, because that's where y'all finna go, because y'all not well versed enough to just come off the top of the head. Go find a scripture right now in anywhere in the Bible, in any translation where it says polygyny is wrong. Go find it. Go find it right now. Cash app you. Go find it. No, don't show me a scripture that says that a man should take up a wife. Find a scripture that says polygyny is wrong. I'm saying exactly what I mean. Don't go pull up the scriptures talking about one man and one woman. Pull up a scripture that says polygyny is a sin, that is wrong. God is very clear in the Bible about what a sin is for you Christians. Because I'm not even religious, but I could talk to you where you at. I done read y'all Bible more than y'all have. That's the problem. That's a fact. That's the problem. Go find it. You not gonna find it. I want one of y'all to send me a cash app for that shit. It's not in there. I'm educating y'all for real. God's super cool with you having two wives. Is it recommended? No. Is it a sin? No. It is not a sin.
Classic.
It is absolutely not a sin. Somebody prove me wrong. I'm on the World Wide Web. Somebody go find it. Find that shit in Hebrew. It don't say it nowhere. My brother Classic Latto can never come out of her mouth and say, I can't find a good man. There's no good men around, and all men are cheaters, and no good. Latto can't say that at all. No, she signed up to be a sister wife. I don't see a problem. I don't see, as far as I know, since y'all don't know all the information and I don't know all the information, y'all gonna assume she's just another dumb trick out here mismanaging her box, and I'm gonna assume that she a sister wife. Y'all assume the worst, I'm gonna assume the best, and time will tell. Is what it is. I'm going to assume the best. How about that? Because when I see the man involved openly and I see the wife involved openly, you see what I'm saying? And they all seem to be together, like really been together for like 5 years, not sitting on a panel, fake flirting with each other and flying each other in and out, but seeming to be in a legitimate relationship. I don't see a problem here. Time will tell. Time will tell. And I'm holding my line straight like that. He said, this ninja is tripping. Let me see. I didn't crash out once today. I knew someone had to do it. Let's see. A little. How I'm tripping, Chicago Red. Tristan said, smart but dumb is exactly how to describe this BS. Damn. Yeah. Any way for a brother to make money is to pander to women, but I guess Cardi B is it amazing woman, just like Vivica Fox at 60 with a BBL and all the plastic surgeries, Claudia Jordan. Oh, yeah, you know, I got the Let Them Crash Out playlist. Time. Go on my channel and look up my Let Them Crash Out playlist. I got a whole playlist for the women that's hitting the wall. We just don't know if that's Latto's situation. And let's say Latto does go back out into free agency. She's still a commodity. A woman with one body count and one kid is more of a commodity than a woman with 30 dicks and no kid. That's I'm standing on that. As far as going out to become a wife on paper, because that's what y'all talking about, she's more of a commodity. A woman who ain't ran through. Give me that all day. I'm sorry. Y'all can go ahead. I'll raise Lil Junior. Fuck is you talking about? Yeah, I don't want no shit that been through the boulevard 28 times. I'm over good on that shit. Time said, classic, that brother is no different than Steve Harvey. He even ruined relationships for money. Oh, you talking about controversial Shannon? Yeah, he gonna take the woman's side 100% of the time, like they could do no wrong and shit. James, if you agree with the foolishness that man said, you tripping too. Let's see. Chicago Red said, nah, bro, I meant to type he tripping. The dude he just put up, I don't agree with. Yeah. James Holloman, okay, my bad, Chicago. Y'all good. Y'all working it out. Roxy, what up? What up? Time said, a wife has a duty for her husband. She is his helpmate. And when a woman rather go into a job and work for her boss than her husband, that is not the woman for you, in my opinion. I like that, Time. They definitely should be enthusiastic about the work at home and, you know, the work that they got to go do to make ends. You know what I'm saying? Just go do it. But yeah, the work at home has some love in that. Chicago Red said a wife nowadays is is a contractual woman in an obligation until she feels the need to break the obligation. Man, I wish you wasn't right. Anthony Cutter 333 salute. What's going on, eh? Let's see. Tristan said, "What up, Roxy?" She said, "What up, Tristan? What up?" Gunter in the building. We still talking about Latto? Yeah, she back in the news, dog. Rigid. In this era, marriage is willingly signing a bad music contract. No, it's a bad contract for sure. It's a bad contract that I also understand why people get in it. James said, "Beck, we want to believe it's okay to have multiple wives. It is okay to have multiple wives. Find me somewhere where God said it's not okay." James, I challenge you. Find me somewhere where God said that it's not okay. I want book, chapter, and verse. My grandfather was a minister. I've read the Bible cover to cover multiple times in my life. Find me a scripture where God says that polygyny is a sin, and I will cash app you right now. You can't find it. It's not in there, gang. I'm positive. Shoot a free throw with my eyes closed. It's not in there, brother. Simply Momo, baby. $4.99 for the super chat. Appreciate you. What is them being married have anything to do with it? 21 doing it right. Multiple income households should be more embraced. Come on now. Why are the women on point today? And you niggas is in here talking about, oh, just do the right thing. We talking about the right thing. Shout out to the super
Classic.
Chat. Recrash out in this joint, man. Come on, man.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my...
Low on time today. Let's go. Let's see. What up, Red Scholar? Classic in the chat. Gunter slid through. He said in the Bible it says that everyone who tried multiple wives ended up crashing and falling. Fine. Book, chapter, and verse, sir. Book, chapter, and verse. I don't want your opinion. I love you, Gunter. Send me book, chapter, and verse, gang. Book, chapter, and verse. I don't want nobody's opinion. Send me the scripture. I want to read the scripture. And in this lifetime, I noticed a lot of bad character people into poly. Let's see. So in the book of Genesis, let's go like that. I don't have an actual. In the book of Genesis, if you look up Noah's father, right? Noah, the nigga that built the ark. If you look up Noah's father had 2 wives. And not only did he have 2 wives, but he was favored by God and welcomed aboard the ark. And that's in the book of Genesis. That's that's the first book of the Bible. So a man with 2 wives was favored by God before we even get out of the first book of the Bible.
Classic.
Again, somebody find me book, chapter, and verse. I dare y'all. And it's a shame because we got all these Christians in here, and I'm a person who is spiritual, not religious, and I know y'all word better than y'all. That's why y'all just be talking. I love y'all though, but y'all be loud and wrong. International Skull, drop the It's Chicago tag for the boy one time. I got you, Skull. You know I'll tell the chat no, man. I got you, big dog.
The Chicago nigga. Classic.
Oh yeah. Polygamy is not a sin. Oh, I know. He said Matthew 19, 4-6. It's just about to talk about, I'm finna pull it up, but it's just gonna talk about how a man should be with one woman. It's not gonna say polygyny is a sin. Jesus defines marriage as a sacred, lifelong union between one man and one woman ordained by God from creation. Again, where in this scripture does it say that polygyny is a sin? Jesus defines marriage as a sacred, lifelong union between one man and one woman ordained by God from creation. He quotes Genesis, emphasis that couples leave their parents, unite as one flesh, and that humanity should not separate what God has joined. Show me the scripture where it says that he can't add another wife, because there is a scripture telling you exactly how you need to go about it if you should add another wife. That's in there. Find the scripture where it says you can't have one. It's not in there. I will bet one of y'all 100,000. It's not in there. It's not in there. Send me my money. It's not in there. Niggas just be talking. And I'm not a person who think I'm always right, but I ain't gonna argue with you about what I know. That shit ain't in there. It's not in there. He said that's because they only read the New Testament. He said no talking, classic, respectfully. James, you good, gang. We can disagree. We on separate pages today, and it's fine. Still my brother. but you're wrong today. It's not in there. God favors a man with multiple wives. He is deemed bountiful and blessed. God honors a man who can take care of multiple women. That's in there. You can find book, chapter, and verse for what Momo just said. That's in there. Gunter, I'm not going by a book. I'm going by common sense. Yeah, Gunter. Yeah, what's your common sense telling you? This is an easy answer. I will send you the answer. Send it now, please. I'm about to go. Send it now. Send it now. The Bible describes the order and structure to maintain such instances. How is that not clear? Yeah, absolutely. He said, you're right, classic. Genesis 2:24. Let's go to Genesis. Y'all want to have Bible study so bad. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm cool with that. Let's do it. Genesis 2:24. That is why a man leaves his father and mother and unites with his wife, and they become one flesh. It defines marriage as foundational, covenantal union involving leaving parents, cleaving to a spouse, and achieving physical and spiritual unity. Yes. Where does it say that you can't have more than one wife? Where? I'm asking for a scripture that says where you cannot have more than one wife. Come on, surely you can find it. There's a scripture of all 10 commandments. Don't hurt your neighbor. Don't adulter. Don't kill. Don't steal. The list of sins is clear. Show me where God added having multiple wives to the list of sins. We got the 7 deadly sins. We got the 10 commandments. God will tell you what he don't like. Surely there's a scripture that tells you that you can't have multiple wives. Somebody send it. Send it right now. Or y'all could just say, classic, you right. He said, oh, 100K, he's standing on it. I know I'm right. I'm right. I'm 100% right. He said, I said you right. No, for sure. I'm with you. I'm talking to everybody else that's still going against me. Hey, it's a great debate, but sometimes it be fact or fiction. He said, God is of order. That is the wrong question. What's the right question? In too deep. Genesis 26:34 and 29:28. The Bible records instances of polygyny, one man, multiple wives, but portrays them as sources of familial dysfunction, grief, and conflict rather than the intended ideal. Fair. Does it say it doesn't say it's a sin? You see what I'm saying? And I will give you this. There are many men who had multiple wives that had a hard time, but it's a whole bunch of men that had one wife that had a hard time.
Classic.
Women are a hard time. Pick a headache and rock out. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, classic. He said, classic on fire. All I'm gonna say is I'm so glad I had my pops in my life who was my first teacher, my instructor, my motivator, the foundation and construction of my life. He wasn't scared to read. I like that. Let's see. The right question is, when does God allow you to have more than one wife? When you can. What you mean? When you can. When you can. International scope. Yeah, the answer is simply put is when you can. You can have multiple wives living in a cardboard box if they cool with it. Now, God will tell you that you're supposed to be able to give the second wife everything that you give the first wife. If you're giving the first wife a cardboard box and the second wife got a box too, then you absolutely can. The Bible says you have to give the first wife what you give the second wife. Give the second wife what you give the first wife. I know my word. Come on. We'll be stuck here. Y'all already got me late. We will be stuck here. You have to give the second wife what you give the first wife. If you giving the first wife low income and she rocking with you and you get another chick that's willing to come in and take the same service that the first one getting, you are within the parameters of God by scripture.
Classic.
It does not say that you have to be wealthy. It says you have to be able to give them equal. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. Niggas in the Bible wasn't even getting money like that. And they was having females.
Classic.
Y'all got to cut it out, man. Y'all got to cut it out. Y'all got to cut it out, man. These niggas didn't have light bills. They was living in huts and shit. Niggas had multiple wives because females liked them.
Classic.
Y'all got to stop, G. This shit primitive. You feel me? It's primitive. Gunter said, yes, Solomon did. And read how that turned out for him. Shit, bad shit happened to niggas with wives. Okay, y'all using Solomon as an example. Okay, Solomon had all the females. Look how it turned out for Solomon. Okay, nigga, Lot had one wife that wouldn't listen and got turned into she got turned into a pillar of salt. Like, come on, folks. It's niggas who had one wife that was giving them a hard time. What are we talking about? We not even now. We moving goalposts. We moving trees. We uprooting. Like, what we doing? You know what I'm saying, Sonny? What's going on? Gunter said it's not a sin, though. You right on that point. For sure. For sure. I know. David had multiple wives too. Yes, the list goes on. You know what I'm saying? Time. I had a moment in my life where I liked 2 girls. My pops thought it was the best time to tell me you can have 2 wives if you can take care of both of those wives at the same time, and God will bless you. That your pops was a wise man. He said, I would love to have this debate. Pull up the Sunday service. We have a Sunday service around 4 p.m. every Sunday. Myself and Souls of Thought, pull up the Sunday service. We could do a panel for sure. Just make sure you got the scriptures. I just want book, chapter, and verse because a lot of people like to talk about how they feel. Exodus 21:10 states that if a man takes on another wife, he must not diminish the food, clothing, or marital rights of the first wife. Thank you, sir. Exodus 21:10. A man takes on another wife, he must not diminish the food, clothing, or marital rights of the first wife. Meaning what? In too deep, he must give the second wife what he gives the first wife. If he's providing the first wife with not much, it ain't much that he got to give to the second. Nowhere in there does it say scripturally that a man must be rich or wealthy. It is not scriptural. I know the word. Do not test me, y'all. Do not test me. I promise you. Don't do it. Leave that part alone. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of y'all don't even understand the true reason why women gotta start feminism. It's because of Christianity. The Bible do kind of paint y'all out as slaves a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, y'all don't want to talk about that. Feminism fights against religion, but yet at the same time you got Christian feminists. Make it make sense. Yeah. Yeah. Niggas don't want to really talk. Yeah, we'll be stuck in here. Yeah. Simply Momo. If my husband can take care of all 3, 4 of us equally, what's the issue? God gonna bless the union and the household. Y'all need to read. Thank you. International Skull. There was no money in the Bible. They used the barter system until later. They start having coins and shit. But yeah, for the most part, you absolutely right. James Holloman. So y'all want to be like those characters in the Bible, but we don't live like those characters in the Bible. Different generations. No, what I'm saying is the divorce rate is almost 60% with niggas trying monogamy, James. So what I'm saying is my dog, the divorce rate is trash with everybody trying monogamy. On top of that, the people participating in trying marriage, that percentage is trash with people trying monogamy. So if the scripture says polygyny is okay, and if there was people who did it in the old days, and we have historical data to show that polygyny was the original way, why wouldn't we give it a shot? Why not give it a shot? Or we just gonna keep bumping our head. Motherfuckers broke, single, lonely, got kids, trying it again, rinse, wash, and repeating. Like, y'all don't want to try nothing new? I'm telling you, boy, hey, I'm going to say it again. Indoctrination stronger than heroin. Classic. We love the Kool-Aid. We love it. Like it. Love it. We love the Kool-Aid. Delicious and nutritious. Classic, I'm going to test it. Please test it. Test it, please. He says, you know, I got your back, homie. Appreciate you. James said, remember, sin was the cost of it. Man, we gonna sin regardless. It's up. We gonna sin. We was literally made to sin. God shouldn't even gave us a list of sin, giving us all the desires to do all the sins. God designed both. God designed the list of sins and your hormones. Okay, so I'm just so what I'm supposed to do? Richard said, in too deep, I know that would stop all the debates. Yep. Chicago Red said, oh, I know my mother is an ordained pastor. Yep. The Jews said, wear your fringes. I'm not Jewish, but I feel you. Gunter said, you actually think a man can raise kids from 700 different wives? That just screams dysfunctional. Look at how boozy kids / family turned out. 700 wives is a little excessive. 700 is a lot. In too deep. Yeah, singles and soulmates, man. The tour continues. We're pulling up to Columbus, Georgia. Thank you for reeling it in too deep. We're pulling up to Columbus, Georgia on June 6th. The Singles and Soulmates tour continues with the Raw Society Coalition. Get your tickets now. The link is right here in the chat. Or you can go to the Raw Society Coalition on Instagram or YouTube. Click the link in the bio to get the tickets. Or you could just go straight to Eventbrite. Type in Singles and Soulmates. Look up Columbus, Georgia. We'll pop up right there for you. June 6th at 8 p.m. in Columbus, Georgia. I will be performing live. You get a concert from Classic or B-Class at that point. Y'all know me as Classic with the Classic Codes, as well as our live podcast panel. Great interactive show we had in Chicago. And we're going to bring the same thing out to Georgia. Straight in. So make sure y'all get y'all tickets. If y'all in the area, drive on down. You know what I'm saying? I might road trip it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna fly yet, but I will be in the building for sure, for sure. He said you brought up Solomon. No, I didn't bring up Solomon. Somebody in the chat did though. Chicago Red, I ain't say nothing about raising 700 kids. Yeah, I didn't bring up Solomon. Somebody in the chat did. You probably just heard me reading the chat. I didn't bring him up though. But yeah, man, interesting conversation. Big Latto allegedly pregnant by 21 Savage. And again, y'all gonna assume the worst. I'm gonna assume that they got an arrangement beyond westernized understanding, and we're gonna see how it plays out over time, for sure. But I gotta wrap up quick, man, because like I said, I gotta go. It's classic with the classic codes, and we got another one. Yeah.
Why you ain't say nothing? I'm only gonna do this once. You always knew I'd make it. Even in the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? You believed in me the whole time, for real? Yeah. I couldn't tell. You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Seen them hard times, couldn't kill me. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Stages on moon getting bigger. Now you wanna say something. Been watching my story all winning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't call? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Stages I'm on getting bigger. Now you wanna say something. Put that on my soul.